Hey guys, back out in the garage again. I'm going to do some more work on the mini snowcat. For today, I'm going to get the seats bolted in place. So the base attached to the chassis and the seats attached to the base. And once I get that in place, I'm going to get the control levers installed, the control cables set up, and get the linkages connected to the hydraulic pumps. Basically, so I don't have to mess around with that anymore. That'll be finished. I'm also going to run some wiring down the front and then through one of the holes with the control cable to get to the back, where I'm going to connect up to this compartment here. This will be where the battery is stored, and so I'll bring the wiring up into there, and then any connections that need to go to the engine can just pass through the side there. I'll punch a couple holes for that, and yeah, get some of the wiring going. And then my plan is to start kind of earlier tomorrow. That would be Sunday morning, with the paint. So I'll get everything ready. I'll get the paint mixed up, and then as soon as I get up, I'm gonna come out, put a coat of paint on, and then that'll give the the snowcat probably a good 10 or 12 hours to dry, and then hopefully by that point I'll be able to push it back into the storage spot there, and I can park the cars inside for the night again. I just don't like parking outside. It's damn cold. So anyway, that's the plan. I had some exciting news, and then it's pretty crappy news, but I picked up a gas flame tube heater that I was going to install right on the ceiling there. It was 45,000 BTUs. I managed to find it on clearance for half price. So I ordered it online, and the order was accepted, and then a couple hours later I got a call from the store, and they said, oh yeah, we just had somebody walk in and buy it because they hadn't actually taken it off the floor yet. So yeah, missed out on that great deal. I'm pretty bummed out about that. So I don't know, I'll have to figure out, or just wait for another heater to go on sale in the future. But anyway, I'm gonna get going with the tasks for today. See you in a bit. So I've got the control levers hooked up. Good, nice control going there. So that's pretty much how they're going to be. And I'll show you. It gets pretty tight back here, and I couldn't get the video to run while I was working in here. But the challenge about these cables is they're meant for only one axis of motion. And the way that the control arm on these pumps move, it makes a very gradual semicircle. So as it sits at the bottom there, the ball joint's in line with that cable, but as it sweeps through its range of motion, it actually deflects up at each end of that arc, and that causes a little bit of binding, more so when the cable is pulling closer towards the nut right in there, and so it just makes it a little tougher. In hindsight, what I should have done is picked up a really big ball joint and just threaded that straight through the plate, and then allowed the two, or like once you thread that through the eye of the ball joint, it would actually allow the cable to swivel to a certain degree and compensate for that range of motion. But anyway, I'll show you what it looks like when it's working here. I'll be forward for the right, forward for the left, reverse for the right, reverse for the left. So really can't ask for anything simpler. I mean, that's about as easy as it can get for setting that up. Yeah, so basically everything's in place, it's ready to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I've had a hard time sourcing some fittings for these auxiliary pumps, and all I'm doing is looping it through because I'm not planning on using them right now. Hindsight, I should have just ordered the pumps that didn't have them on there. I thought I might use this, but at this point I don't think I'm going to. So if I could make a hard line, that would be ideal, but this 4-wire hydraulic hose is really hard to bend, so I have to put these 90s on there. So what I'll do is I gotta pull the pump off the top, thread in an actual O-ring Boss 4 right into there, and it'll go to the proper 37-degree flared connector. But the reason I have to take it off is to spin that 90-degree connector on. There's not enough clearance here, so that's why. So yeah, I'm just going to take care of that little detail next. That'll be for that pump there, and that'll wrap up all of the plumbing. And I'm going to get the seats installed. The base is in place now, so it's ready to go. And actually, I should change my mind there. Before I get the seats in, it's actually kind of convenient to work without them there. So I'm gonna mount a little bit of electrical stuff. I'm gonna put a master disconnect switch right here, just under the driver's seat, and I'll probably run some wiring through just before I get the seats in place. But yeah. Guys, so I've managed to get most of the electrical roughed in. Just need some more zip ties to finish kind of tidying this up. I also need a momentary switch for the starter, and I need my malfunction indicator lamp back with the engine right now. So until I can get those pieces, I'm just going to kind of leave this as is, but I have a little fuse block under there. I gotta tidy that up as well with some zip ties, but it's coming together. I have my master disconnect switch here, so that comes right off of the battery, then goes to the fuse. No, sorry, fuse and then the switch. And then I have an ammeter just to see whether we're charging or discharging. It's really hard to see in here because it's so dark, but it's just that's the back of the disconnect switch, and then that's the back of the ammeter back there, and positive, negative, and then there'll be a positive that also goes directly to the engine. That's just for the starter. And then the wiring just pops out the side here, so there's one hole for the cables or wires that go up front, and one for connecting to the engine. That's pretty much it. The seats are all permanently installed now. I did get the holes drilled up front for mounting the headlights, but I'm not going to put those in because I'm getting ready to paint. But, yeah, everything's pretty much in ship shape, ready to go. So I'm going to, before I close this video off, I'm going to mix the paint and give you a sneak peek of what I'm going to paint this thing. Alright guys, so this is the reveal for the paint that I've chosen to use for the mini snowcat. This is about a 3/4, 2/3 can of Tremclad oil-based paint, and it is in, I would say it's like a nice royal blue. So this I bought not even a year ago. It's still in good shape. Yeah, look at that. looks fantastic. That on its own would be pretty sweet for the mini snowcat. But while digging through my stuff downstairs, I realized I had a can of gloss aluminum. And basically, this stuff is pretty cool. It is really just a silvery flake of paint. And my plan here is to mix some of that into the blue, and it will give you almost like a pearl coat. That's got a good mix on it, just to keep things somewhat clean. I'll do this. Yeah, look at that. I'm just gonna use this syringe here just to transfer some of that over. The trick about painting with this though, you gotta keep mixing because a flake will start to kind of sell out. Take a little bit more here. The solvents in the paint are reacting with the plunger and syringe, so it's kind of a hard time. There we go. Maybe I'll take a piece of metal and just stick it in the drill. Just use it to thoroughly mix this up. But yeah. So here, I'm gonna bring it closer. Good look. So it's kind of, you can kind of see that metallic part flowing through the paint there. That looks pretty cool. So that's the plan. I'm gonna just finish mixing this up, and yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna start to paint it. Anyway, thanks for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow on the painting.